number 29, Isaiah McQuarrie. Also in the backfield, number 18, Julie Andre. And wide receiver, number...
Bank is proud to support high school athletics. Good luck to tonight's competitors. Have fun, play hard, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Welcome to Metro Sports TV. Metro Sports TV is proud to present exclusive televised broadcast of high school sports all year long, live streaming on metrosports.tv and on KCAU TV's SiouxlandProud.com. For the best in live televised high school sports, watch Metro Sports TV. Good evening, everyone. This is Rob Maynard. This is the Central Bank pregame show as we find ourselves here at Metro Sports back in the beautiful confines of Spirit Lake. After a couple weeks being on the road in the season opener, we saw a great battle right here from the booth, with Algona ultimately witnessing a narrow 2-point win over Spirit Lake. And joining on tonight's broadcast once again, Steve Marino. And Steve, the Indians went on the road for 2 games after that loss and rebounded quite nicely, going 2-0, racking up a number of points in each of those contests.
Yeah, they had a great bounce back against some tough teams. This is a really talented Spirit Lake Indians team. They've got a lot of guys on both ends, a couple guys that play both ways with a lot of talent. Some future collegiate football players on this team. It's going to be exciting to watch them tonight.
Yeah, really, really good athletes. We saw that first week, especially having Algona come to town to visit with their quarterback, outstanding athlete, and he was able to pull off that victory. But let's talk a little bit about the visitors on the Premier Communications scoreboard. The Forest City Indians, under first-year coach Tyler Anderson. Anderson has returned to his alma mater to get his school over the hump and into the playoffs is the goal. After a stellar career, Tyler went on to play some college football and brings a vast amount of knowledge of the game back to Forest City. Forest City found their way into the win column last week with a pounding of Eagle Grove to raise their record of 1-2. The Indians of Forest City are led by senior quarterback Ty Dillavu. He has 620 yards through the air, including 7 touchdowns, mainly throwing to favorite receiver Corey Thornton. Thornton has 210 yards receiving, including 2 touchdowns. The ground attacks led by sophomore Peter Wilson with 125 yards rushing, and also 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions. Defensively, Forest City led by junior Lucas Carney. He has been in the backfield quite often the first 3 games, telling 17 tackles.
Yeah, this is definitely a team that's looking to bounce back. They had a good bounce back game last season, but bouncing back from last season where they went 3-6. What a great feeling to be the coach here, where you get to give back to the school that gave you so much, let you go on to play collegiate football. You come back as a coach and try to rebuild the culture here to get these high school that you loved so much and gave so much for when you were younger, to get them back into the playoffs. Rough first 2 games, a couple really difficult opponents, got the bounce back against Eagle Grove, 47-14 win, but now they've got to go back on the road on another tough test against Spirit Lake. It's going to be very difficult, but it's going to be a good culture builder for Forest City.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that all the opponents watching this game is going to say that they figure that Forest City is an underdog, but when you come in as an underdog, you always have that opportunity to just go out there, throw it all out there, and see what we can do. And having a new coach like that with a lot of energy, bringing a lot of knowledge to the game, and their common opponent, obviously Algona, and they gave up a lot of yards and score to Algona, and I'm sure Coach Anderson looking to right the ship after that, made a lot of adjustments, and we'll be happy to see them, and thanks for him to reach out and give me his starting lineup, so we'll get those to you here in a bit. But let's talk about a little bit about the hometown Indians of Spirit Lake, because both these teams are Indians, so hopefully we don't get you too confused when we talk about the Indians on the field. After a narrow opening loss to Algona, number 2 Algona, they're on a mission, outscoring their opponents 86-13 in near perfection. Signal caller Caden Lunt has vaulted himself to the top of Class 2A with 700 yards through the air, and the only 2A quarterback with 10 touchdowns thus far this season. And that's a little stat that our friend at KCAU, Anthony Mitchell, sent across to let us know that he is by far the leader in 2A. And, of course, they have the 2-headed rushing attack monster with Will Ditsworth and Bode Higgins. Ditsworth 162 yards on the ground, and Higgins right behind him with 153.
Yeah, this is a stacked offense here for Spirit Lake. Like I said before, a lot of collegiate talent here. A number of these players, I know one of the Deckers, Ethan Decker, has already committed to Iowa State. We've talked about the quarterback getting looked at by a number of collegiate schools, some Division I FCS schools, but I really want to take a look at today Bode Higgins. Guy plays both ways. He's a tough, hard-nosed running back on one side, great linebacker on the other side. This guy is one of those glue players for a high school football team. He does it all both ways. I watched some of the tape coming up here and didn't do it while driving. I just want to paint that. I was watching it prior to leaving to drive here, but I was watching some film, and he's just one of those players you like to watch because he's just all over the place. He loves playing football, and you can see it even from as far away as this booth.
Yeah, if you look at the defense here, and you mentioned Dylan Stecker, I'm going to put that out there. He's got 318 yards receiving so far this year with 6 touchdowns. So obviously he's been the lead target for Caden Lunt so far this season as we enter the mid-game of the season. Yeah, but defensively, Higgins, he's been all over the place, such a menace for these opponents. 20 solo tackles at this point of the season. You talk about a hard-nosed player. He comes in there, and he doesn't hit you softly and take you down. He's giving you a pop after that Algona game we saw. Man, can he come up and lay the lumber.
Yeah, he's great to watch. I know there are going to be a lot of college scouts looking at this Spirit Lake team, and they want to look at the flash, the quarterback, the wide receivers, but I bet you a number of them are going to be surprised when they watch Bode Higgins play football. Yeah, and
he brings both sides of that hard-nosed running on one side and then the hard-nosed hitting on the other. Just an all-around great player, and if you were going to choose someone you want on your team, Pat Schultz and I talked about it the first game against Algona, who would you pick? And he would be one of my top picks because, man, he gives you 110% on both sides of the ball the entire game. Great players, Bode Higgins, and we look forward to seeing him tonight. So Indians of Spirit Lake taking on the Indians of Forest City at the halfway point of the regular season district opener here in Spirit Lake. Stick around and we'll have more on Metro Sports TV. This is Rob Maynard. This is the Central Bank pregame show. We'll be back after this.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNLS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Fine rendition of the national anthem right there as we get ready to roll here at Spirit Lake. And I do see over at the pregame area where they have their tailgate building all set and ready to go. A lot of people taking advantage of that. I said you don't see that much in Iowa High School where they have a tailgate building all set up with picnic tables and food being served right out there at the end of the south end of the football complex. A nice complex and stadium they do have here, huh, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's definitely going to be, you're going to make a lot of fans jealous. Come a few weeks now when the weather starts to get colder, you're out here, it's going to be 30, 40 degrees, and you're sitting there being able to tailgate inside a heated, covered building. That's a really good advantage for your hometown fans. It's a really nice facility. My first time ever being up here at Spirit Lakes Field, and I can say it's impressive and really high quality place they got here.
Yeah, with the weight room, with the big glass windows down there overlooking the field. This is a fantastic facility. Great people up here have invited us in, and we do appreciate Clint Profit and Chad and the whole group, Angela Olson. I know they all had a hand in getting us here. We do appreciate each and every one of you. And once again, tonight when I pulled in, everything's ready to go. We just hook up and set up, and we'll get the game underway. I'm going to run down the starting lineups here. Are presented by Central Bank. So for Forest City on offense at wide receiver, number 13, Riley Eastbold. Another wide receiver, number 10, Ty Sopko. At right tackle, number 77, Tristan Bransoy. At right guard, number 57, Gabe Kozma. The center, number 63, Peyton Klein. Left guard, number 51, Bryant Ridges. Left tackle, number 78, Brock, Good. Number 20, tight end, Corey Thorson. Number 40, tight end, Luke Carney. The quarterback, number 9, as we talked about in the pregame, Ty Dillavu, 6 foot 2.5, 190-pound senior, and he is a good ball player. And the running back, number 24, James Hagan, rounds out the offensive starting lineup for the Forest City Indians. Now the hometown Indians, the Spirit Lake Indians. On defense, the free safety, number 13, Sam Henriksen. Cornerback, number 12, Terry Sexton. And the other cornerback, the very, very solid football player, outstanding athlete, look for him in the college ranks, number 5, Dylan Stecker. And the linebackers, number 18, Joey Andrews. Number 23, Will Ditzworth. Number 4, Bodie Higgins. Number 24, J.D. Snyder. And number 29, Isaiah McCowan. The defensive end, number 52, Tyson Robinson. And on the other defensive end, number 11, Ethan Stecker. Nose guard, number 75, Ethan Carlson. And that, Cade Lunt does the punting, and that rounds out our starting lineups. Central Bank starting lineups brought to you by Central Bank tonight. And each and every ball game, we try to do our Vern ID keys to the game. And Steve, I didn't let you in on the clue that what I thought the Vern ID keys to the game were, but I've got my own here. And number 1, control the line. I thought they did an exceptional job being outmanned against Algona, and they were able to just stay in the game, and a lot of that came from the line. And look for this offensive and defensive line for Spirit Lake tonight to really control the game. I think that's going to be a huge key to the game starting out this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fundamentals of good football. There's good offensive and defensive line play, and you're going to be able to, if you see it from Spirit Lake tonight, this could be a very easy game. If you see it from Forest City tonight, this could be a very interesting game. Like you said before, they're coming here with nothing to lose, and if their front line can get some good push on this Spirit Lake team, they'll be able to hang in there. They've shown the ability to score from the last game. If they can get push from their offensive line, this could be a battle in the trenches between these two Indian teams.
And my second Vern ID keys to the game, win the turnover battle. And, of course, any high school football game generally comes out with some turnovers. And if you win the turnover battle, it'll be success for you. So Vern ID keys, number 2, win the turnover battle. And the number 3 is very common in high school football, and that's special teams. And it really comes into play in these early to mid-season games as teams are still trying to figure out just what to do on those special teams, breakdown. You got some different players popping in and out. You tend to run a lot of your guys with fresh legs out there, and it makes a big difference. And I would say number 3, Vern ID keys to the game. Special teams, take care of the ball on special teams and break down defensively on special teams. We're ready to get it underway as Ty Sopko drops back to boot this one, and we are off here in Spirit Lake on a beautiful night in northwest Iowa. Up the middle, and a breakaway across the 30 to the 38-yard line, and a great return right away. Couldn't quite read the number on that one, could you?
I couldn't quite get it. I'm focused on these camera angles right now.
So Caden Lunt bring out his team to get this one off and running from just inside the 39. 1st and 10. Out of the pistol and the handoff right out the bat to McGowan. Around the right side, and a nice little pickup there of 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
One of your keys to the game is getting tested already early as Spirit Lake goes straight to the running game. They're going to try and assert their dominance there, maybe draw this defense in and let Lunt show that strong arm of his.
2 men in motion. Ethan Stecker out here closest to us. Keep an eye on him in this Appears to be a cover one and a quick outside pass. Around the end and a good cutback. Good block by Ethan Stecker. Joey Andrus around the outside on a great downfield block all the way down to the 27, 28-yard line. First down for the Indians of Spirit Lake, moving the chains quickly.
Up-tempo offense is going to keep Forest City on their heels. Spirit Lake's good at this. This is a very senior team, senior-heavy team. They've got the experience. These guys have played a lot of football together.
Hard count there, and 5 more coming for the Spirit Lake Indians is setting up in that pistol with Higgins right on his hip here. Look for Higgins possibly get this handoff and rumble down the field. So 1st and 5 from the 23. On the pitch, it's Higgins. Cuts back. You're not going to lace tackle him, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for a Spirit Lake touchdown with 10:51 remaining on the Premier Communications scoreboard.
Take a look at this replay here. As you called it, Bodie Higgins gets the ball, makes a couple cuts. We talked about his power. He's got some good feet sliding left to right, making a couple people miss all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Spirit Lake.
23-yard scamper for Higgins. First time he touched the ball tonight, and he has 6. So do the Indians of Spirit Lake. Extra point good. So we'll take a quick break here at Metro Sports TV, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
The extra point by Ditsworth. It's 7-0 with 10:51 remaining on the Premier Communications scoreboard. The kickoff gets set here. Back deep. Ty Supko and Deegan Moore for Forest City. It's not what you wanted to see for Forest City. Was the Indians of Spirit Lake marching down and scoring that quickly. Good boot by Ditsworth, goes into the end zone, and it'll be brought out to the 20. The defense marches on the field for Spirit Lake. So Dilleville will bring his troops out for Forest City. Try to even the score. Good first possession for the Indians of Spirit Lake. Going to cover one in a 4-3. False start by the Indians as the of Forest City. Spirit Lake line pointed out to help out the official. He moved, and they called it. He did move. Back him up 5. It'll be 1st and 15 on the first snap.
Yeah, not exactly the way you want to start this drive, but got the jitters out. I know you really want to answer Spirit Lake's score right away. I like seeing the energy, but calm down.
Looking to throw. Nice setup. Across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Good 6-yard pickup on a nice throw. And Sopko made that reception.
Yeah, good eyes there just to find the open man, the hole in the zone, and hit him right where he sat down. Get a good chunk of those yards back. now you're feeling a little bit better about where you're sitting as you're in front of the sticks.
2nd and 9. Up under center this time with a power eye. Straight ahead running on some nice up front blocking by the big fellas. Picked up another 5 yards on that. Giving him 6. 3rd and a long 2.
Seeing kind of two different offensive styles here early on. As Forest City was forced to throw the ball at first, but now they're switched to this kind of power run. Spirit Lake playing really fast and up-tempo. Forest City staying in the huddle, making sure they got everything planned out. It's going to be a battle of whose tempo they can keep up with.
High snap, throws it out and just through the fingertips as the defense went for the pick and didn't quite get it. And fortunately for Spirit Lake, the receiver was unable to handle that. That was Colin Thompson out there for Forest City, and he's going to want that one back because he had a lot of acreage after the catch had he made it.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself. That could have been a real easy 6 points.
So, Dillevue back to punt. Gets it off right at the 41 and a fumble. It's loose on the turf. The Indians of Spirit Lake try to pick it up, and it's in the mesh. The officials are going to try and work it out. A whole host of Indians, and they give it back to Spirit Lake. Fortunately for Spirit Lake, as they tried to pick it up and run with it rather than diving on the ball, and it almost came back to haunt them there.
Yeah, that could have been a really unfortunate call there for Spirit Lake. Great job forcing the stoppage and then giving it up on special teams. Another one of your keys to the game. Special teams, almost a blunder right there.
So from 141 on reception to a fumble ahead to the 41 on the other side of the 50. Lunt looking to throw. Outside he goes. Catching it. Off to the races and inside. 25 to the 22.
And you can see why Lunt's getting some attention from colleges. Look at the arm talent there. Those out routes are tough for quarterbacks to hit, but he made it look easy on that 1st and 10.
22-yard line already. Lunt back in the pistol. Comes left with it to Stecker. Cuts back inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line, and a nice run after the catch. Stecker's not easy to bring down either.
No, and that was almost actually a disaster of a play for Spirit Lake because the blockers didn't get out there in time to be able to cover, but Stecker did a great job making a man miss and getting 9 yards out of it.
So 2nd and 1. On the cross, straight ahead run. Ditzworth powers ahead, just short of the 1st down. Thought he was going to fall ahead far enough to get it. Actually lost a yard on that, according to the sticks. Now we're 3rd and 2. The underneath handoff, cutting it back. Dylan Stecker, and he powers ahead for a 1st down. He got something out of nothing there as there's heavy contact early, but just that strong leg running.
Yep.
Those Stecker boys, once they make contact, they like to get the contact and then drag people with them.
Yeah, that low center of gravity allows them to push through a lot of arm tackles, makes it really difficult for them to get down. Forest City is doing a great job here in the red zone, making it very difficult for Spirit Lake to be able to move the ball, though.
So 1st and goal from the 9. Sling pass out to the right side. Getting in the end zone for another Spirit Lake touchdown. It's Tate Orpin.
KCAU instant replay. Good play action pass there. Gets it to the outside fast, and then it's just breaking a couple arm tackles on the way to the end zone.
And a fantastic back block. He's coming back to make the block and allowing Orpin to get around the outside and into the end zone. 13-0. Extra point coming from Ditsworth. Straight down the middle of the irons. 14-0, 7:34 left here in the first quarter. The Indians of Spirit Lake on the move. Tate Orpin on the receiving end of that 9-yard out and up play. Nice job blocking for him on the outside, and he scampers in the end zone. He was very into it on that drive, and 2 big catches for Orpin. None bigger than that 9-yard touchdown, though. The boot's off. Crossing the goal, and it'd be a touchback once again. 14-0. Spirit Lake leads, 7:34 to go.
Spirit Lake showing this dynamic offense that we've gotten accustomed to seeing them so far this season. Game's kind of slipping away a little bit early for Forest City. Time for them to calm down, to put together a drive, get down and get some sort of points so they can get some momentum on their side.
Yeah, I mean, that first possession there of the game, they did move the ball. Just kind of got stymied there at the end of that first series. They showed they can move the football, though, so out of the shotgun. Dillaboo keeps it around the left side and swallowed up by Ditsworth. Just a nice grab of the ankle there and tripped up nicely by Spirit Lake.
Yeah, that was a great job by Spirit Lake's defense. No matter, it was going to be difficult yardage no matter who had the ball because running back was blown up in the backfield. Luckily, the keeper around the outside got a couple yards, but they are not going to give them anything easy tonight.
2nd and 8. Supco closest to us here, and a man-to-man with Stecker. Looking left, now back right, over the top, trying to get through Stecker and can't do it. Ball sails over his head. No flags. 3rd down. Supco could have got around Stecker there. He had some room, but he just couldn't. They were locked up over here on the outside.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play to jam the receiver there to keep him from extending out for that ball.
He jammed him inside that 5-yard mark. Just a good heady play by Dylan Stecker. Up under center now. Dillaboo rolls. Looking on that same play. Stecker falls down, and the throw just over the top of the outstretched arms of Carson Hall. As he had room on the outside as Stecker turned and slipped on the turf. Fortunately for the Spirit Lake Indians, it'll be 4th and 8 for the Forest City Indians. I'm going to have a tongue twister of a night.
We'll be back and forth. Just assume if we say Indians, it's the one that it looks like we're trying to talk about. I like what Forest City was doing there, though, trying to extend the ball, showing Spirit Lake that they're not afraid to throw it deep on them and challenge those cornerbacks on the outside. It's going to keep them guessing later in the game. Could pay dividends, especially if they can get one of those to connect.
Dillaboo gets the boot off. Fair catch caught at Forest City's 45 by Isaiah McGowan. So the Indians of Spirit Lake will start in Forest City's territory. Once again, short field for Spirit Lake. Of course, Spirit Lake Indians are wearing the black jerseys. Forest City Indians are wearing the white. Straight up the middle running. Tripped up right at the first down marker. That's Bodie Higgins. rumbling low, gets himself so low to the ground. So tough to bring down a player when he stays low like that.
Yeah, that low center of gravity gives you a lot of advantages as a runner. Not only are you more difficult to get down, it's easier for you to make cuts one way or another. You're not going to be top heavy and potentially knock yourself over.
Just through the outstretched arms of Ethan Stecker and then into the mitts of number 10, Sopko. But he couldn't hold on to it, so the Spirit Lake Indians lucked out on that one. Slippery little football right there.
In fact, a couple of those, Spirit Lake has almost given away a couple of those on that punt return that was muffed, luckily recovered. And then the near interceptions, they're playing with fire here early on. You have to clean that up, play a clean game to continue rolling here.
Really nice pass by Lund. They just couldn't bring it in, so 2nd and 10. This time on the pitch. Stacked up and stopped after a 2-yard gain. Higgins got that. Picked up a couple, but wanted a teammate's block that he didn't get. Got pummeled by 2 defensive linemen. For Spirit Lake, or for Forest City. Third and 7 from the 32. Rolling right, Lunt looking. Back underneath, and a catch by Dylan Stecker and a first down at the 20-yard line. Right at the edge of the red zone. Dylan Stecker on a nice grab. Good roll out, plant his feet, and throw on the run there by Lunt.
Yeah, we're going to be calling that last name a lot tonight, as both Stecker boys are big-time targets for Lunt. Likes to go to him 3rd down, 1st down, whenever he feels like it, that he's got to get some good chunk yardage. They're big targets, and they like to rack up the run after the catch as well.
Good stop right there by Luke Carney, the 5'7", 190-pound senior. Able to trip up Higgins there, and a loss of 2.
It's a great job there just of Forest City's defense, just staying home, not trying to overextend, following the play, and then making the tackle for the loss.
2nd and 12 from the 22. The second give. Straight ahead running by Higgins. Good power run there as he picks up about 7. I mean, 3rd and 5. Another beautiful crowd on hand here at Spirit Lake. Good student section down there wearing their safety colors. Construction, I would think.
Yeah, hard to miss. They're definitely going to be safe out there.
Lunt takes the snap, pulls it back. He's looking to run around the right side and stacked up and taken down by Ryan Bailey. And Gabe Kalsma, the 6'2", 220-pound junior for Forest City. That'll bring up 4th down, and decision being made by Coach Boyd and the Spirit Lake Indians with 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Throw the shift on. Tight, wide stance and a toss out the outside. Inside the 10, now inside the 5. And a first down for Spirit Lake. As the defense got a little mixed up on who had what coverage. And Sopko comes over and makes the tackle, but not until they're to the 2. Spirit Lake Indians looking to knock on the door once again. Higgins waltzes into the end zone for another 6 for the Spirit Lake Indians.
Bodie Higgins doing exactly what we thought he would do, power running all the way into the end zone.
Good blocking up front by the big fellas up there in the middle as they gave a hole the size I could run through down there. The Robinsons and the Knutson opened that baby up along with Thiesfield and Carlson. And Higgins waltzes in. Extra point good. 21-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back with the kickoff shortly.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
The goal line. Off around the outside and tripped up nicely. Tough time reading these numbers for Spirit Lake. Is that red number with the white outline is tough to read that far out there. Not sure who made the tackle, but a nice job. I do believe it was number 16, if I'm not mistaken. You can check that out on our on-demand replays of all of our games on metrosports.tv. Be sure to log on to YouTube, like and subscribe. Become a avid follower and turn your notifications on. Dillevue looking to throw it, coming from behind and taken down. Lucky he didn't lose the football. As Stecker came from the backside, as you see in this KCAU replay. Ethan Stecker fighting off the blocker right over the top and takes him down. Dillevue loses 4. All the way from the outside came Stecker. Playing that left defensive end spot, just overpowered Forest City. 2nd and 14 now, as Dillevue's going to try and picks him back up with his arm. Looking right, throwing right. Catching it at the 15, across the 20, across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Good catch and run there by Ryan Bailey. 6'1" tight end. Got a good hunk of carpet back there. It'll be 3rd and 2. 12-yard pickup.
Absolutely, for a tight end. There's some fast feet. It almost looked like a running back coming around the outside. Good swing route. Getting out there, picking up as many yards as possible. Towing that sideline just in case maybe he could pick up a late hit call. Smart heads-up play to pick up big yardage.
Third and 2. So Spirit Lake Indian drop back in coverage. Ball just a little off the outstretched arms of Ty Sopko. Could not pull it in. It'll bring up 4th and 2. And back in special teams on the field with 1:32 to go. Kind of becoming a rhythm here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Forest City just kind of struggling to get things going. They've found a couple successful plays, but then there's one drive, a couple long passes end up as incompletions. They've shot themselves in the foot. They're right there. If they can just get some of those positive plays strung together to get some scoring, they'd be right into this. They've had success. They just got to string it together.
Dillevue's punt went off the right side of his foot. They'll march it back off as it went out of bounds closest to us here. Thought maybe the young cameraman Carson Maynard over there was going to catch that one.
Did his best. I saw him moving that camera.
So this time, from the 34, Spirit Lake in better position than they have been the last 3 drives. Lunt ready to call it. Next to him, Ditsworth. Closest to us here, Ethan Stecker. Looking right, pressure coming from Forest City, he evades it. Got hit as he throws, but into the end zone for a touchdown. Cade Lunt hits Dylan Stecker.
Talk about making something out of nothing. That was a busted play. High snap. The offensive line gave way. Lunt staying in there, moving up in the pocket to make room and finding his receiver for a touchdown. Great job.
How he got that off with the arms of Forest City coming down on him there. Just as he's able to get it off, and in traffic, Dylan Stecker made a nice catch and run after the catch. Extra point coming. Ditsworth dumps it through. 28-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. 1:18 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be back after this at Metro Sports TV. Welcome back to Metro Sports TV. Check out our other games that are going on as we have Dakota Valley taking on Tri-Valley at Dakota Valley tonight, and up in Sioux Falls. There's a big game going on up there. Check them out as well on our metrosports.tv station. And thanks to KCAU, Channel 9, SiouxlandProud.com, and up in Sioux Falls, we're partners with Dakota News Now, so check out that station up there, as well as Fox Sports Radio. Of course, second game here in Spirit Lake. Great facilities, great people, great venue for football on a beautiful night. As Spirit Lake has come to town, they've really turned it on these last 3 games. And the boot is off for Ditsworth, this time at the 5. Trying to find room. Spirit Lake, and a nice coverage job there as they swarm in, keep him in the middle of the field. And Deegan Moore goes down at the 15-yard line.
All right, let's see. Forest City string together some of these positive plays. They've shown the ability to do so. I'd like to see maybe one of those long routes, one of those deep balls break open for a good 30, 40 yards here. That'd be really nice to see if you're a fan of Forest City.
Up under center, it's Dillavue. Hands it off, trying to get around this left side, but the Spirit Lake Indians swallowed that up with 5, 6 guys in the backfield taking down Wilson. Peter Wilson tried to get to that right side. He couldn't quite do it. Good push by these linemen and linebacking crew for Spirit Lake.
Yeah, it all goes back to what you talked about, the keys to the game, the line play. You were kind of more talking about offensive line here, but it goes both ways. The defensive line can really be a big disruptor, especially when you're trying to run some of those power right runs.
Try to get around to the right side, and nothing going. So a loss of 1.5. In 2nd and 12, they try to run again. This time they get back over the original line of scrimmage and pick up 1. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9. A sure passing down this situation of the game. That'll be the end of the first quarter. They'll let her run out. We'll be done with the first quarter here at Spirit Lake. 28-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. We'll be back with the second quarter. This is Metro Sports TV on a Friday night.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
So down to the other end of the field now as they switch ends. We're playing at the south end here at Spirit Lake, more toward the lake. If you have a chance to get up here, check out these facilities when you're up in the Lakes region. They have a really, really nice community school. So 3rd and 9 from the 16. Delavu commands the troops. Shift to the right. Single man wide to the right. Flag comes in. Offsides. Encroachment against Spirit Lake. March off 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, smart call with the hard count there by Delavu. Get a cheap 5 yards, get you a little bit closer. Take an easier first down when you can get it.
Good coaching there. I'm assuming they talked about that during that quarter break, because they figured the Indians of Spirit Lake will be coming hard on this one because that would be a good spot to cause a turnover. Up under center is Delavu. Wilson, the lone man in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, looks across the middle. Over the top he goes. You got a receiver just over the outstretched hands of number 20, Corey Thorson. The tight end tried to pull that in on a nice play call there. Excellent throw, just a little bit long.
Great overall play, especially by Delavu there to get the rollout, find his open man. A few of those, that's got to get a little frustrating if you're the Forest City sideline. Just a couple of those just through the fingertips. Eventually, one of those is going to get caught, and it's going to be for big yards.
So another punt coming. Delavu, low one this time. Hops at the 50, picked up. Around the right side and a nice block. Cutting it back is McGowan. There's a nice little run back there after the hop at the 50. Picks up 13 yards on the run back. Actually about 18 yards as he caught the ball off the hop at the 45. Troops are set. Higgins in the backfield with Lunt. Tight set. They're all inside the hash. Lunt looking over the top. Across the middle. And a good catch and run there by McGowan, as he's really, really turning into a solid target right now. First down inside the 25. First and 10 from the 23 now.
Isaiah McCowan only 2 receptions for 16 yards coming into this game. He's been a hot target early on.
They've been keying on Dylan Stecker, which you should. McGowan running all over the backfield. Handoff underneath. Higgins inside the 20. Picking up about 5 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 5. Good run, good slash back by Higgins. Good play fake by Lund as he faked the throw over the top and the handoff underneath.
It's almost like he was hearing us up in the booth saying that we were just kind of focusing on McCown, so he runs the option with him coming around and hands it off to Higgins. Good fake.
Ethan Stecker in motion to the wide side of the field. Man-to-man on him. He might look that way. He does look that way. Over the top he goes. Ethan Stecker. He's there, and he catches it. Hold up. Flag on the play. May call a push-off on Ethan Stecker as he got his hands out there. From our angle, it looked good. The official's Johnny on the spot. We'll see what he calls there. Great play. Great play call. As on that man-to-man on that outside, you go to that deep corner. Pylon route. And a nice play. They're marching it back. It does appear Edelman's going to go against. There's kind of some hand fighting going on, but they call that on Stecker.
A little back and forth. It was kind of a judgment call, whichever way you wanted to go. You're right. Great play call to go to Stecker. He's, you're, like I said, Iowa State commit, one of your better athletes. You can see, if you look on the screen there, there's you can't really see him at the top of the screen, but there is a significant height difference between him and the defender on him. So it was a great play call. Just unfortunately, they got called back.
Now the three spread to the left. Dylan Stecker on the right. Across the middle they go. And a nice catch and grab and run. Looks like McGowan again. Couldn't quite see who made that tackle on that. He was looking to get in the end zone. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Spirit Lake, first and goal from the 3. All alone, Lunt in the backfield. Tight set again for Spirit Lake. Around the left side goes Higgins, and he'll walk right into the end zone. And another touchdown for the Spirit Lake Indians. 34 on the scoreboard. Check out this replay. As he gets to the outside, nice fine blocking on the inside. And he's able to slide right in on the side step. 9:43 to go, 34-0. The Premier Communications scoreboard, extra point coming from Ditsworth. Oh, it's Ryder. Snuck in another extra pointer on me, and he gets it through. Keegan Ryder, the sophomore kicker, comes into the game, and he makes it 35-0. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back shortly.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Metro Sports TV welcomes you back. 9:43 to go, 35-0. In the first half, been total domination by the Spirit Lake Indians so far. And back to kick this one off is number 27, Keegan Ryder. Good boot by the sophomore inside the 10-yard line to the 6. Picked up, taken off, and dropped is Riley Eastwold. Gets across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. So first and 10 for City. Trying to get something going here before halftime.
I know you are more of a basketball coach, but if you're Coach Anderson for Forest City, you're down 35. What are you telling your guys?
You just got to keep plugging. You can't get your heads down. You got to work on small things. games long from over. You just got to climb back in it one play at a time, and a nice run. And cut back across the 25. Peter Wilson did have a nice run there. Second one. I thought he picked up the first. Spot back a little bit. A long or a short one, it looks to me like. Dillevue, Ty Dillevue up under center. Mix up underneath and falling forward. A loss of a yard. As there's a little mix up in the play call there as Dillevue handed it off to Wilson as Wilson ran into him. So a little mix up on the play call. Two opportunities, I would think, to get a first down coming up.
Yeah.
At this point of the game, you're probably going to go 4 down territory.
Especially if you're inside 1 yard. You got nothing to lose. Go for it. Who knows? You get a 4th down conversion. That may swing the momentum your way. Your guys might get a little excited. That's how you work back into a game with plays like that.
Quick pass to the outside and overthrowing his receiver was Dillevue, and that will bring up 4th down. Decision being made now by the coaching staff of Forest City. A large player size number difference between Forest City and Spirit Lake, but to travel as far as Forest City had to do to get over here, chances are they didn't bring everybody. Up under center, Dillevue. Hard count and a timeout, I do believe, taken by Forest City. We'll take one with them. 6:41 to go here in the first half. It's been all Spirit Lake so far.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies,
And the snap. Around the outside opportunity, and it looks like Spirit Lake's going to get the ball as they crashed in and shut it down. First down, Spirit Lake. Adding a little insult to injury coming out of the timeout. Forest City just could not muster a block on the outside, and Wilson could not find a hole. 1st and 10, Spirit Lake. At the 26. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Lunt still in the game. Around from the right side on the counter. Keeping his feet. Ethan Stecker should have been tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Instead, kept his feet, pushed himself forward, and jumped for a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. Dylan Stecker wide to the right. Ethan Stecker wide to the left. Around the outside. on the give. First down and more. He's keeping his feet right down to the goal line. Dives at the pylon. They're going to call him up short. That was J.D. Schneider taking that run. Saw the pylon flop. Thought maybe he put the ball out and hit the pylon, but looks like it must have been a kick of the pylon. From the 2-yard line. And first and goal from the 2 3 times tonight. Signal comes in. Hunt. Around the left. J.D. Schneider breaks the goal line. Spirit Lake, 41. 2-yard run there. You watch this around the left side. Schneider right into the teeth of the defense and in the end zone. Keegan Ryder. He had the extra point with 4:20 to go. Right down the middle. 42 for Spirit Lake Indians. 0 for Forest City. We'll be back right after this message from one of our great sponsors here at Metro Sports TV.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
42-0, Spirit Lake on the march. So far, every possession, except for the opening possession, has been inside the opponent's 50. When you're playing with half a field, it makes a big difference on how you call the game. And Spirit Lake has had that advantage all night long.
Yeah, they've been taking advantage of some really good defensive play, great positioning. Special teams, other than the one blunder, has been really good. It's left them with a lot of short fields, and unfortunately for Forest City, a lot of easy scores, easy drives for Spirit Lake.
Appeared to be Smith on that. Take from the 5. He got it up to the 19. So, from the 19 with 3:45 to go. Got some new faces in here for Spirit Lake. Dillevue from shotgun. Looking to throw. Rolls to his right. Pressure coming in. Taken down in the backfield. Ethan Stecker sniffed that out and ran it down hard on that outside to the left. You run into that defensive end on the outside. You got to have somebody crash down and block him, and no one blocked Ethan Stecker on that, and he went right through and rode Dillevue right to the ground.
Yep, that is the one person you don't want to give a free ride to the ball carrier.
Second and 17 on a 7-yard loss with Ethan Stecker getting in there. Up the middle draw. Picking up a yard. 2:40 before halftime. Take a break and then we'll come back with our halftime report. Check out some scores from around the area. Try to find some district scores here for Spirit Lake and Forest City. Third and 16. Hard count Might have got Spirit Lake here. Encroachment, 5-yard pickup for Forest City. Is getting a little bit excited up front. Might have been Ditzworth on that as he was salivating the opportunity to get in the backfield. Third and 11 now. Looking to throw. Keeps it himself. Rolls out. Throws it across the middle and flag. Late flag on the play as they throw a flag in the area. Sam Hendrickson. The ball got there as the contact made. The flag didn't come till everybody was getting up. He picked it up. No call. Tipped ball, they said. So, as long as the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, or up in that area, no flag. So, Jazik Miller back to receive the punt from Dillevue, as well as McGowan, and away he goes off to the races. Keeps pushing inside the 10-yard line to the 9. A 46-yard run back by McGowan with 28 seconds to go before halftime. As they shift out, the clock is stopped. As you'll see in the background, the marching band makes their way onto the field, and that'll be some halftime entertainment here at Spirit Lake. Looks like Spirit Lake's just going to let the clock run out here before halftime. I was wrong. They're going to take the snap. They're going to roll out. They're going to throw across the middle for a touchdown. Thought they were going to let it run out the way they stood there and let the clock run. Instead, Caden Lunt takes the snap, rolls to his left. Throws her in for 6 more, 48-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. 10 seconds left on the game clock. Extra point. It's good. Keegan Ryder brings it to 49. We'll stick around here for the last 10 seconds. Big shout out to Premier Communications as they sponsor our scoreboard here in Spirit Lake. And of course, they are a huge partner with us, and all of our broadcasts been on board for a number of years. They do an excellent job with your IT, your internet, telephone, TV, every aspect of the digital world. Contact Premier Communications and let them know how much you appreciate these broadcasts. If you wish to advertise with us at Metro Sports TV, give us a shout out. You can holler at us through our website. There's a couple numbers on there. You can also send us an email, comment on a Twitter feed. You can also check out all of our highlights and schedules and things like that, upcoming games on Twitter, Instagram as well, Facebook, all over the place, as Keegan Ryder is going to try to put this one into halftime. He called for a fair catch. The officials didn't see it, didn't wave their arms. Finally blew the whistle. So 8 seconds to go, and run the clock out now. So we'll take a halftime break here at Metro Sports TV. Thanks for joining us on a Friday night. As Spirit Lake leads 49-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click Live Sporting Events under the Sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill. Enjoy delicious burgers, steak tips, wings, and the best pizza around. Get a Chiefs Bloody Mary and make sure to grab a half gallon to take home. Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill in Hudson, South Dakota.
Well, welcome back to Metro Sports TV. We'll let you have a little bit of the band there as they are set to head off to outer space, according to the PA announcer, as somewhat of a NASA-themed presentation.
Yeah, you can see the color guard there wearing NASA uniforms. They have the countdown. Lovely looking formation so far. I feel like I'm calling Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what we got going, a 49-0 Spirit Lake lead here in the first half, and it's just been all Spirit Lake. You know, what can you say? You feel somewhat of a dismay for Forest City, but the possessions that Spirit Lake got, the opening possession they took over was on the backside of the 50. You can see some of these KCAU, SiouxlandProud.com instant replays. There goes Higgins off to the right as he scampers in from 23 out for the first score. Then that pass to Orden makes it 14-0. And, of course, all of our highlights are showing Spirit Lake because it's pretty much what we've seen. They see this Forest City quarterback has been doing a nice job. Ethan Stecker taking him down there. And that pass right there from Lunt to Dylan Stecker, still not sure how he got that off, as he was able to put that right into the mitts in traffic. And around the end comes J.D. Snyder as he punches it into the end zone. A 2-yard run, 49-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. And like I said, we started out with Higgins with that 23-yarder with 10:51 to go in the first quarter, and it's just been all downhill for Spirit Lake.
Yeah, they've had complete control the entire first half, and it's really kind of been unfortunate for Forest City because they've shown signs of life. They've had good plays offensively. They've played solid defense. They've had plenty of tackles for loss on Spirit Lake. They just haven't been able to get the momentum going, and it's really been what has caused this 49-0 lead here at the half. We're going to see a different kind of football game here in the second half. We're going to see maybe some new players. Forest City, I would like to see them show some real signs of life and get a couple scores, eke their way back into the game. I don't want to say it's too late, but it might be a little bit too late for Forest City. Now is the really time, if you're Coach Anderson, to sit down at halftime, talk with your players, say, hey, this is a really good team. I mean, this is a high-scoring team. They've put up an average of 42 points per game so far this season. We knew they were going to score on us. Let's go out there. We're playing with nothing to lose. Let's see what we got. Let's see what our team's made of. Let's build for the future here in the second half. And who knows? We keep playing hard. We might get back into this thing.
Yeah, you only go, one possession at a time, one snap at a time, and you start to break those things down as a coach. And you've mentioned that me as a basketball coach, but I coached quite a bit of youth football and was part of that all the way through my sons growing up, and been around the game with some knowledgeable high school coaches. And, I listened to a lot to what they had to say, and whenever you get behind, it was always the concept. Each snap, gain something each snap, and pretty soon that starts to snowball, and then it becomes possessions, and it becomes reaching that first down on it, just one thing at a time. And Coach Anderson over there at Forest City, he's coming in new. He's trying to teach different things that he's learned as he's grown by much more knowledgeable people, I'm sure he'll tell you, and he's going to try and do that with Forest City and try and get one first down at a time, and then we'll see how it goes from there. And of course, Spirit Lake's got a lot of things they can work on. They'll bring in some of their maybe the number twos instead of your starters. They'll bring them in and mix them in with the starters and try and work on some different schemes, and maybe even some certain play calling that they've been working on in practice that they haven't put on the field yet because they still haven't quite perfected it. And what better place to teach and learn than in a game?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as I stated kind of earlier in the game, this is a very senior-heavy team, Spirit Lake. So this is a great opportunity for, like you said, those number twos, those young guys to get in, because Spirit Lake has built quite a nice culture of football here. They've got a lot of talent, and the way to continue to build that talent is giving them exposure like this when you're in situations, when you're able to, especially under the lights at home in front of your family. This is a great time for Spirit Lake to be able to see what they've got coming in the future.
Yeah, and they've got a lot coming. I mean, this program, Coach Boyd's built a real good program up here. We're part of it. And, of course, some of the football players are out here performing during the band here, which is great to see that the kids are doing multiple things rather than just sticking to one sport or anything like that. They're in the arts and the sports. And what a great thing they got going on up here at Spirit Lake. 6:15 to go before the start of the second half. We're going to take another break at Metro Sports. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back after this.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click Live Sporting Events under the Sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland Proud.
The spirit of competition finds a home in small-town communities where families rally together to support the work and determination of young athletes. As a family-owned business with a focus on our communities, Central Bank is proud to support high school athletics. Good luck to tonight's competitors. Have fun, play hard, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Metro Sports TV welcomes you back. Rob Maynard, Steve Marino, and 2:30 left to go before the start of the second half here with Spirit Lake leading 49-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. And after this one, we will have our Baumgars wrap-up show. We'll make that quick, short, and brief. We'll get on the road to head a couple hours away.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a road trip for us to get here today, but well worth the travels. It's a beautiful atmosphere out here in Spirit Lake, right next to the lakes. Who knows, might stick around for the weekend and head to Okoboji.
Wouldn't be a bad deal.
No.
And
enjoy it before the weather gets cold.
Yeah, I tell you what, talked to a buddy of mine. He said that he knew I was coming up to do a game. He said, you should have left this morning and came up and fished for a few hours. And he said the boat ramps were completely full of fishermen this morning.
Really?
That the fish are biting up here. So if anybody's interested in getting up and knocking a few crappie out or muskies or whatever you're after this time of year, they're biting. So the Spirit Lake team will head to Okoboji next week, and then the following week they will welcome in the Esterville Lincoln Central Evil team. That'll be on October 4th for the next home game, and we'll be right back here in the Metro Sports TV broadcast booth. And I'll tell you what, Steve, you walk into this place and full windows all the way around. They give us our own booth up here. We'll pop the windows out. They bring us in steak and caviar. You can't beat it.
I mean, this is, living the life of luxury up here. Great view. Now that the air is cooled down, it's nice coming in through these open windows. It's a beautiful atmosphere. I'm totally comfortable. It's just wonderful. It's usually, sometimes we get into some of these games we're sitting in. It's either hot or really cold, especially when we get later in the year. This is just about perfect right now.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night for football, and I think we're seeing that on our other broadcasts. And one mention is West Sioux. Of course, they're one of our exclusive schools, and they are ahead 17-3 in the third quarter over Lawton Bronson, and that's after losing their third-year starting quarterback, Blake Wiggins, as he's out. And I do believe that Gavin Garrettson, the sophomore, stepped in, and so far so good for them. And you do like to see that because they were decimated with injuries last week versus Central Lyon. They ended up losing 5 players during that game.
Yeah, Rob and I called that game last week. It was a really tough game. They played up Central Lyon, George Little Rock, and they played with them through all 4 quarters and then some. And it was just really unfortunate that young Wiggins got hurt on the second to last play of the game. And unfortunately, the Falcons came up with a loss there. But it's good to see them rebounding here. Now let's just focus on getting some wins in the win column, getting a little bit healthier, and then hopefully making a nice run in the playoffs, see if they can get back to the Dome.
Yeah, it's good for the Falcons. They want to fight through those things, and you know, it's one of those deals here that you got to fight through injuries, and then they found out by what the injury bug was all about. Unfortunately, here so far for Spirit Lake, the only injury they have is the young Walls is still on the bench with his injuries, but they talked to his dad and sound like he's making some serious progress. He's already trying to get back out on the field, and you want to say, take her easy. You're still young, and you want to be able to carry on. So, Walsey, take your time. But Spirit Lake looking good tonight, 49-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard as they get ready to ramp up and rock and roll. And I mentioned the Spirit Lake upcoming games, and for Forest City, they have back-to-back home games coming up with them and Garner Hayfield, and then Clarion Goldfield, and they will be wanting to get back home after this onslaught of Indians coming at them from Spirit Lake.
Yeah, this is going to be, like I said, this was going to be a big test coming into this game against Spirit Lake. They get kind of a lull. They can really focus on getting some wins here coming up, as their next 3 opponents, none of them have a winning record, so it's a really good chance for Forest City to gain some momentum, get some wins, and really start establishing a good culture.
Well, the kick's going to come. Heading north from the south. Keegan Ryder out there again for Spirit Lake. Forest City gets the ball to start the half. Let's see what they can do. Dropping the ball and picking it up from the 5. Up the middle. Across the 15 to the 18-yard line, where the Indians taken down was Deegan Moore, as he fumbled the kickoff but was able to regain it and made something positive out. Got it all the way to the 18. Right at the 19. 1st and 10 with 11:49 to go in the third quarter. Popping out this way is Carson Hall, the wide receiver. Handoff coming. Delavu. Wilson fighting for yards. That was Hagen, I guess, that got the ball. Mixed me up on that call. Hagen fought ahead. Got just past the line of scrimmage after the contact was in the backfield once again.
Yeah, he fought for the 1 yard he got. If you're a coach there, that's exactly what you like. Teaching your young high school running backs, keep those legs moving, never give up, get every yard you can, especially when you're playing a stout defense like Spirit Lake.
On defense, Ditzworth and Schneider switch places. That linebacker crossover, and they stack it up in the backfield, and once again, gain of 1. Sam Henriksen got in there again. Coming in from that defensive back position. Charging in on the blitz from the outside. So 3rd and 8. Spread the wideouts.
I'd like to see a deep pass here, a completion. They've been so close the entire first half. Let's see him complete one. Here we go.
Up over the top, through his hands, couldn't quite hold on as Carson Hall wanted a flag called on that. It was in his mitts and a nice rollout, a good blocking that time by the line from Forest City. Gave him the opportunity, just couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, right, by good positioning there to make the catch, high pointed it and everything, and probably had a decent argument for some contact.
He threw that into double coverage, but I tell you what, the only person that was going to catch that ball was a receiver, so Dillevue on a nice throw. Just couldn't get her to go. Punt bounces at the 50. Picked up. Cut back. Miller comes across to the 45, and then a flag comes in. And I would consider, I do believe it was a late shove from one of the Forest City Indians. I'm sure they're getting very frustrated. It's probably going to be additional yards for Spirit Lake.
And that's understandable. I mean, it's been a frustrating game. But you can't do that. You got to keep your composure. That's a coachable moment right there.
So from the 30. Inside 8:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lunt by himself to Ditchworth on the left, blocking up front. He cuts back inside the 20, now inside the 15, taken down right at the 15-yard line. Nice blocking after the catch on his downfield help, as Ditchworth was able to cut back in and pick up another 10 yards after that catch.
Yeah, that's key on those screen passes, those quick screen passes. A lot of high schools are starting to run them, getting their players out in space, shift your offensive line out to get those blocks, especially when you got some big body wide receivers to also assist with that. But you got to get out there if you're off the offensive line, and Spirit Lake did a great job with that.
Around the outside. Flag coming in after the contact, a 5-yard pickup, but I do believe they're going to call a hold on this one. Good cutback, McGowan there. Going to march 10 off against Spirit Lake. So 1st and 20 from the 22-yard line. See that tight formation. Swinging around. Coming back to the outside. It's McGowan on that same play he scored on. Blocking downfield. Excellent job of blocking downfield by Stecker. Fighting into the end zone. Touchdown. Isaiah McGowan.
Some great moves there, lateral moves, but I want to give credit to Stecker right there with a pancake block and then a one-arm block to provide the wall there to be able to allow that touchdown.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job blocking this game to help his teammates get space. 7:17 to go. Extra point coming from Ryder. That one's good. We'll take another break with you. Metro Sports TV.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
56-0, Spirit Lake on the Premier Communications scoreboard. Ryder setting up the tee. Going to boot it. Once again, Digging more. Back. Long as Ty Sopko. For the Indians of Forest City. Line drive from the 40. Hops at the 15. Moore cuts it back. He gets across the 25. Right at the 27 might be their best starting field position of the night. Flag on the play, we'll see. Holding.
Is it illegal block in the back?
You call illegal block in the back or holding?
A little difficult. The referee's microphone's a little quiet tonight, so we're kind of just trying to go off the hand signals.
Did he push that at us or did he pull it back? He did push it, so it is illegal block in the back. So that'll back them up when I thought they were going to have their best starting field position of the night. But it'll be from the 17 now. 1st and 10. Dillevue. High snap. Having to pull it down and just threw off the timing of that handoff. Now, he's had a number of times where he had to go up and pull that snap down. It's been a little bit of a bugaboo here for Forest City as he pulled that ball down. Handed it off to Hagan, but nowhere to go. In fact, he lost a yard.
It's just been those little things, those little intangibles, a drop pass here or there, one missed blocking assignment. They're right there to having some successful drives. It's just those little things you got to work on.
Hard count there. Might have got a little bit of a jump from Spirit Lake as they've got some new bodies in there. And when that happens, trying to get the timing down. Looks like some other big fellas up front. We'll try and get their names in as we go. Ian Munson's up there for Spirit Lake. Looking to get pressure against Dillevue. This time it's Moore. Deegan Moore gets around the outside and picks up. Looks like to be a first down, depending on where the spot is. It's right at the 27. Doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. That'll be 3rd and inches. Noah Lee runs off the field for Spirit Lake. So, inches to go here for Forest City for a first down. They dearly need it. Hard count once again this time. Snap, hands it off. Moore gets taken down in the backfield on a great rush and takedown. Ian Munson, I just called his number. And his number knocked him back 2 yards. 4th and 3. Now they're going to punt once again. It's Forest City with 4:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. That punt goes left. Hops at the 40, and rolls forward to the 43-yard line. That's where Spirit Lake will take over. 56-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. So next week we will be, some of us, I'm not sure where where we'll all be, but we've got games all over the place. But West Sioux has a home game next week, I do believe. So somebody will be covering that. Of course, up in Sioux Falls, we'll be covering that. Possibly down in Des Moines. Sioux City, I'm not sure if we've got any games down there. Dakota Valley at home tonight. I think they're away next week. Straight ahead run. Taken down after a 4-yard gain is Bennett Stecker, the third Stecker of the Stecker group. Bennett Stecker, the 6'3", 170-pound sophomore. He picks up 2. Carney in there on the stop. For Forest City.
So what do they feed those Stecker boys? We're looking at 6'5", 6'3", 6'5", not a one near or around 200 pounds.
Good pop there. And a good hard run around the left side.
Family of athletes.
Terry Sexton as he came around there and lowered his shoulder. Picked up 4. 3rd and 3. The Steckers are exceptional basketball players as well, so look for them. I was talking to John Waltz, came up, and I said, you guys ought to be running the 1-3-1 with those guys, because that's what old Johnny used to run against me when we coached against each other back in the day. They ought to have a good basketball program this year. There goes Stecker. Bennett Stecker picks up the first down, cross inside the 30, and about the 28-yard line, and a nice run off the left tackle. Alex Profit into the game on the right closest to us here at the receiver spot. Bennett Stecker with the pistol. Drops back, looking to throw. He's looking right. Over the top, he's got a man just overthrowing the outstretched arms of Jake Jacobs, I do believe. Johnson, PA announcer says. So that was Caleb Johnson, number 22. Misread that. I thought it was number 20, Jake Jacobs. 2nd 10, 1:35 to go. 3rd quarter. Thanks for joining us on Metro Sports TV. Thanks to our outstanding sponsors, Premier Communications, Central Bank, SDSU, Iowa Lakes, Baumgars, Greenbergs. I can go on and on if you'd like to join us. Throw over the top from Stecker there. Just a little long yet. He's got a strong arm and needs to tune it down just a little bit. His receivers can't quite get there quick enough.
Yeah, just needs a little bit more touch, a little more air under it. That was to number 34, Alex Profit. Just a little more air, and that would have fallen right into his hands.
So, 3rd and 10. From the 29. Trying to get to the 19. Bennett Stecker and Spirit Lake being run down behind on a good hustle play there by the big fella. Coming in from the backside, Willie Holmes. The 6'5", 195-pound defensive end came around there and showing his speed. Speaking of basketball, how about get that kid on the basketball court? Wow. Fourth and 17. You're going to let the clock run out for the 4th quarter. We'll be back at Metro Sports TV with the 4th quarter here in beautiful Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Metro Sports welcomes you back. 12 minutes to go in this one. It's been all Spirit Lake, 56-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. 4th down and 17. Bennett Stecker drops back, looking for help. Across the middle. Picking that off. And back off to the races. Across the 25, now to the 30. And a good run back. It's like number 32 for Forest City. Isaiah Duncan, just a freshman. Pulls that in, runs it back.
It's a great job by Forest City getting that interception and a good run back, but I don't know if I was Spirit Lake why I would have done that. Just maybe just kicked it away and switched possession over. You don't really need to go and lay on any more points at this time.
Yeah, we don't need to make insult to injury, but they're trying to work on something with their young quarterback, and he has a nice thrown ball, just a little bit long again, and Forest City easily picks it off. Now a pass play. Delavu gets it across the middle to Lucas Carney. Orpin makes the tackle and a nice low hit. Good form tackle as he went low and wrapped him up down low and brought him down. So just a 3-yard gain. A nice pass play from Delavu. Up the middle run, plunging ahead, power run there. Wilson gets all the way up. Sopko, that was. Carney, they say on the PA. Thought it was number 10. Tough to see the numbers when they're all squinched up. Got to pay a little more attention to our monitor here. The camera guys here doing an exceptional job. Again tonight, hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Hope you enjoy them all season long here at Spirit Lake, as we will be in the house and hope to get in the house in the gymnasium for basketball and maybe a few volleyball games coming up. Of course, you saw that excellent marching band that was out here. I thought they did a fine job. And Steve, you got more of an ear for the music than I do. But it sounded good to me. Nick Fregenberg with a tackle. 4th and inches. Forest City trying to pick it up from just outside their 40. Delavu up under center. Hard counts it. Nobody jumps. Now he goes. Second effort's going to get him the first down, I do believe. Great second effort there. Like Carney. He got hit in the backfield, and then he was able to plunge ahead for a yard. Just a nice low, keep your legs moving offensive drive there.
Yep, that's why you never give up on a play. That second effort can sometimes make the difference.
.8:45 to go. High snap again. He pulls it down, gets it underneath, and Moore picks up a couple. Munson with another tackle. So he's come into the game and shown what he could do so far, and a nice sack on the last possession by Forest City. Pretty aggressive. Munson, the 6'2" lineman. Miller matched up here on the outside and man-to-man. Looking this way. Coming to back and catches it. Miller grabs a hold of him and spinning him around. Getting him down finally after a nice gain by Ryan Bailey. Five-yard pickup, 3rd and 3. Spirit Lake looking to move to 3-1. A little mix up in the backfield, and the Indians from Spirit Lake sniff it out as Dillevue tried to pull that back on the handoff, but the running back just kept it and wouldn't let him take it. Caleb Johnson comes up, first man on the pile, and then jumping on top for several other Indians. So back to punt will be Dillevue with 6:50 to go in this one. Dillevue standing at the 32. Low kicker. It hops. Fair catch called by Orpin. So Spirit Lake Indians take over to 22. First and 10. So Bennett Stecker effectuates the offense. Underneath handoff. Picking up a couple. And then taken down by a slew. As Landon Mitchell gets the handoff and straight ahead running, and he picks up a couple yards, maybe 3. 2nd and 7. Going to the left. Jazik Miller. Looking left. Now up the middle. Stecker keeps it himself across the 30. He's got daylight around the outside over the 40 to the 45-yard line, and a good run by Bennett Stecker as he dropped back. Had the defense fooled a little bit. They drop back with him, and up the sideline comes Stecker and lowers his shoulder and picks up 2 more.
He's using every bit of his Stecker body. Those boys love to lower their shoulders.
First and 10 from the 46. Around the right and tripped up. It was Alex Profit as he tried to cut back. He was tripped up as he picked up a good 4 yards. Just catching his ankle was Forest City. Aiden Frashed up in there for Forest City. Stecker throws it, it's picked off as he miscommunication with his receiver. And Frashed makes the catch there on the interception. Seemed like a little bit of a mix-up on the play there as he seemed like he thought the receiver was going to post up, and the receiver kept going streaking.
Maybe there was some miscommunication on the route there because he did. He was right on his defender, and then he cut towards the sideline. And it looked like Stecker thought he was just going to sit down right there, run a little hook. Didn't happen. Great ball, though. He threw it with conviction. So you knew he knew where he was supposed to put that ball.
Yep, and it was definitely, or at least he thought he knew where he was supposed to put it. I'm not sure which one had the wrong play call at that point, but he's got a really good arm. You can see that. He's going to be a fine quarterback here at Spirit Lake. Timeout taken with 3:25 to go. Spirit Lake rolling.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Metro Sports welcomes you back. 3:25 to go. 56-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. What's been all Spirit Lake tonight, and tells you why they are top 5 state ranked. A lot of places around the area have them ranked number 2 in 2A. West Lyon, of course, number 1, and it could be a heck of a showdown come playoff time between West Lyon and Spirit Lake, because the districts line up where they're both going to be in the heat, probably in that shot to go to the Dome.
Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a game to watch. Both teams, Spirit Lake and West Lyon, with a history of playing good football, a lot of state championships. I know West Lyon was a perennial state tournament football team for a long time. Going back to the Dome, I believe they've won one recently. 2 good blue chip programs here in the state of Iowa. It's going to be a heck of a matchup if and when those two meet.
Cajun Smith tries to get around the outside. Couldn't do it. Good defense by Spirit Lake and a 5-yard loss. So 3rd and 8 coming up. I mean, 3rd and, not 8, 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
12 maybe, a long 12.
It was just a great job by Spirit Lake, moving laterally on defense, not allowing number 2, Megan Moore, to get the edge.
Good tackle there down on the legs, and chopped up is Hunter Harms is brought in for the quarterback for Forest City, giving him a couple reps here with 1:50 to go in the contest.
It's like we've got an entire personnel change here for the punt.
4th and 7, personnel out there. Receiving the punt will be Miller and McGowan. Punts up. Miller fair catches it. The punt came from Hunter Harms. And nice punt by him there. 1:07 to go on this contest. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We'll have a Baumgars wrap-up show and talk about what's coming up here for Spirit Lake. There's a couple games we'll be back here for. Oh, we have a playoff game. The way they're looking tonight, they're going to be in the playoffs, and we'll have that in Metro Sports TV too in the future. Around the left side, stacked up, taken down. It's Caleb Johnson.
Forest City will be at home next week for their game against Garner Hayfield. Spirit Lake will travel on the road as they'll take on Okoboji. Against the Pioneers.
That'll be the end of this one here at Spirit Lake as the clock runs out. 56-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. Spirit Lake wins it. We'll be back with a Baumgars wrap-up show right after this.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill. Enjoy delicious burgers, steak tips, wings, and the best pizza around. Get a Chiefs Bloody Mary and make sure to grab a half gallon to take home. Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill in Hudson, South Dakota.
Thanks for joining us on Metro Sports TV for this Spirit Lake Forest City broadcast. 56-0 on the Prime Bank Premier Communications scoreboard as they came to town tonight. Did the home team Spirit Lake Indians and started out with less than 2 minutes into the game. They're up 7-0 behind Higgins' 23-yard run, and after that it was 5 straight possessions inside Forest City's 50 and 5 straight scores, Steve, and it just was all downhill after that.
Yeah, this was a dominating performance by Spirit Lake offensive and defensively. They owned the line of scrimmage. They owned the passing game. They owned the defense. They controlled the time of possession. This was a complete win for Spirit Lake. Good on Forest City. Great effort. They'll be able to bounce back next week, but this was just a really tough team. They ran into a freight train tonight in Spirit Lake.
Yep, highly ranked, and it showed why tonight. And we'll be back here October 4th as we'll be back home against Estherville, and Estherville better get their ducks in a row because Spirit Lake's looking really good right now. Starting out scoring was Higgins, and he went to town. Ethan Stecker was a handful tonight on the defensive side, especially coming around that side. But, man, did he do a nice job catching the ball, running with the ball, and then his downfield blocking was outstanding tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see why Iowa State loves this kid. He does everything right, the little things, the intangibles, the effort plays. He's just an all-around great football player. Cyclone Nation, you better be ready. He's coming.
All right, well, thanks. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Check out our website, metrosports.tv, our Facebook page, as well as Twitter and Instagram feeds for upcoming schedules, interviews, highlights. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube station for all of the bonus coverage on-demand games. Big thanks to tonight's producer and engineer and color man, once again, Steve Marino. And on camera, Carson Maynard and Michael Hausman. This is Rob Maynard from all of us at Metro Sports TV. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you at the next one.
Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcast